it is Tanya, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another speed build. Today I am back building a tree house. This is actually something that has been on my to-do list for a very long time, and I've gotten a ton of suggestions to do a tree house. So I thought it would be really fun to use this tree that came with movie hangout stuff because it has all these pretty lanterns hanging down on it. However, that did make it a little bit tricky trying to make sure that none of those lanterns were placed in the house, and then making it look like a tree house because this tree is not technically interacting with the house. So you'll see how we do that in a little bit, but basically we end up having a little stump underneath, which is from Outdoor Retreat, I believe, and then we size down the same tree and place it on top, and then there's a ton of other trees on this lot. It's a home that's definitely very nestled in the trees, and it's a tiny home, of course, because it's a tree house, and I thought that made the most sense. So I hope you guys do like it. It ends up being very colorful, kind of quirky. I use a ton of the items from movie hangout stuff, so I really enjoyed doing that because it's been a while since I've used those items. So it was definitely a nice change of pace. But here you can see I'm placing a tree on the roof, which looks really weird because there's no roof on the house yet. But we will be placing down a roof, and I use the various manipulation points so that it has more of a round, like whimsical look to it, and it ends up being very brown with a lot of pops of color. I definitely messed around with terrain here quite a bit. It took me a while to get it to look kind of normal though, because terrain is a tricky thing, and I'm still not 100% used to it yet. I do want to improve my ability to use terrain at some point. You can kind of see me struggling with it, but we figured it out in the end, and I got the staircase down from the tree house that I wanted, and I play tested this house, and everything works absolutely fine, which is really nice. There was only one thing when I play tested that didn't work, but then I moved stuff around and fixed it, so everything should work on the gallery, and I'll point that out when we get to it. But this house is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom tiny house coming in at 36,000 simoleons. So it's not a starter home, but it's not that expensive. I think it's definitely an attainable home if you want to live in a tree house. So I also do not keep that orange floor there. I just needed to place down tiles so that the fences would be straight instead of like going to the terrain. So that's what we did, and then I fixed it with this other brown flooring that we end up using in the end. And here I am just grabbing a ton of items from movie hangout stuff because I really liked the idea of making this build very colorful. So I'm just throwing them around because they're items I may or may not use. I do end up leaving that bench there. I tried moving it a couple of times, but it ends up in that location in the end. Anyway, we're gonna end up just placing a ton of wallpapers, trying to figure out what the exterior of this build is gonna look like. I also add a pop out on both the right side and the back of the build to make it a little bit bigger. But while we're doing all of that, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you guys, because we hit 50,000 subscribers on the channel a couple of days ago, and I don't really know what to say other than thank you. I am so appreciative, and I feel like I just say that every time we hit some kind of big number, and I don't really know how to express that to you guys, but I am going to be working on some 50K special videos this upcoming weekend, so be on the lookout this upcoming weekend and next week for some special videos to celebrate that milestone. Now moving on before I start crying and making a complete fool out of myself, the structure of this build is coming together. I do switch out the colors way too many times, like I had mentioned, and I think I keep most of that in, so you guys will get to see the struggle of every color I try, and then deleting that color, trying a different one, and then coming back to the original color, and it's a mess, but we do figure out a color scheme in the end. But I want to change the topic one more time away from the build because there has been some potential leaks today on what could be the next expansion pack for The Sims 4. These are not confirmed leaks, they are not confirmed information at all, but there has been some leaks which I think are not true entirely because the description seems to be copy pasted from a blog post somebody made or a forum post somebody made about what they would like to see in the game. So, definitely the description is not true, but that doesn't mean the content might not be. So the pack that was potentially leaked today was The Sims 4 Tropical Paradise, which sounds awesome. I know a lot of people want University, and I'm totally down with University too, but I would also be really excited to get a tropical world, and that would be so fun, especially if you could swim in oceans and oh my gosh, building on beaches, like we need a real tropical world. We have a bunch of beach-esque areas, but they're not that type of beach. So I would be really excited to get that in the game. But let me know what you guys are thinking, if that's something you want to see. If that turns out to be true, would you be excited about it? All of that, because I know I'm excited for any new content at this point. I want to know what it's going to be and when it's going to be. And for all we know, this leak could be false. But it's kind of fun to speculate a little bit and see what everyone's thinking and just get a little bit of excitement, because there's been such a drought of news right now. But I think that's going to be ending pretty soon, because I'm assuming that they're going to announce whatever the pack is before EA Play. So it can't be that much longer, honestly. So I'm really excited to see what that's going to be. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. And finally, back to the build. It's coming together now. We should just be doing some terrain painting, probably placing some more plants, and then going to the interior to start working on the floor plan, which ends up being very, very simple. It's one room, and then that bump out on the right side ends up being the bathroom. So very, very simple floor plan. There is no proper living room in this house, though. I feel like sometimes most times when I make a tiny house, I kind of sacrifice the eating area, but in this house I sacrificed the living room. So it's like a kitchen setup, there's a table off to the side, and then there's a place to sleep. So there's that. There's also no television in this house, because I kind of imagined whoever wants to live here kind of just wants to be in nature, probably enjoys reading quite a bit. So that is the theme I went for with this build. But of course, if you guys download this house and you want to place down a television or any of the things that I left out, you can do that. And you can download this build if you search Gryphi or the hashtag MsGryphi on the Sims 4 gallery. That information is also down below, as well as a direct link to download from the gallery website if that is easier for you guys. But here we are on the inside trying to figure out the floor plan, and I end up having the kitchen against this wall over here, and we have some bright colored furniture coming in. We have this bright blue stove and fridge, which I really liked, and these jungle adventure countertops and cabinets. This is the item that causes the one issue we have in the build. That little plant I placed on the countertop, I have to move it slightly over to the left in order for you to be able to use that countertop, but I did fix that before I uploaded it to the gallery, so everything should work just fine. But you can kind of see I put the little eating nook over to the side of the counter, which I really, really liked, and you can sit in both of those seats. I did playtest that, and I put a laptop on the inner seat, so you have a computer. So there's no like television in this house, but there is a computer if you want to be connected a little bit in this home, which I quite enjoyed doing. And there's a lot of bright colors in here, as you can see. I believe we changed that pink wall to green in the end, though. Green or yellow? I think it's green. Oh gosh, it might be yellow. I think it's yellow. I think this room ends up being like orange and yellow with like pops of blue. And then I think the bathroom ends up being green. I think I tried green first, though. There we go. There's the yellow that I had been imagining. So this room is just so bright and colorful, and it's definitely way more colorful than things I typically do, because I do have a preference for like grays and neutrals and darker colors. So this was kind of a nice change of pace. The outside is like this dark, deep brown, and all the accent colors on the inside are this deep brown, but then all of the other colors are super bright and happy, and it was just a little bit of fun. I ended up grabbing this little succulent planter from Laundry Day and raised it up on these shelves over here. It does have a bit of a weird shadow because there's like little dots where it is when it's fully at its normal size, because I did size it down before I placed it up, so it's a little wonky, but I think it works out on this shelf because it's a dark color shelf, so it kind of hides those little dots just a little bit. And then this is the little dining area. I love the flowers that I put over there. I just think it's so bright and happy, and I love the lemons, and I believe we add a rug down here. I tried like every rug there is. I think we ended up with that one in the end, though. Maybe, no, I ended up with this one under the bed in this yellow swatch. I think that's from Seasons. I've never used that swatch before. It's an interesting like mustard yellow with some blue flowers on it. I kind of like it though. And then I used this painting with I think those are supposed to be feathers. They could be leaves though. I'm not entirely sure, but I do like that painting, and I thought it brought in some of the colors from the rest of the room. I can't remember if I changed the swatch of it though, because I know I tried swatches, like every swatch, but I did add a clock up there, which I thought was nice. I I thought that looked pretty nice. And then a painting from cats and dogs, as well as this coat rack, which I kind of intertwined with that little dresser at the end of the bed. I also used this tub and shower. Okay, tub and shower. I thought I was going to mess up saying that combo in here from Parenthood, because it has this beautiful painted flower on the curtain, and I just fit the color scheme and like the quirky, colorful vibe I was going for in this build, so I was excited to use that. Anyway, we're just kind of adding some finishing touches here. We're gonna go back outside and add a couple of things to the balcony around the house, as well as this little like welcome rug in the front, which I changed out a bunch of times and I'm still not 100% sold on it. Not sure if I like it or not. Oh, I just realized I don't think I added a trash can in this build. That is bad. There's no trash can. Maybe I will fix that before it's on the gallery. I guess it'll be a surprise if you guys download this, whether or not there's a trash can or not. But we're coming to the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this build. It was a lot of fun for me. Let me know what you think about like all the speculation for a new pack. I'm very excited to see everyone's opinions on that. And of course, if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you click that little bell, it'll turn on notifications, so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. We're just gonna add these last couple things here. I added this like book pile next to the bed and a couple of clutter objects at the end. I thought it looked pretty cute, but we're going into screenshots now, so I hope you guys did enjoy this, and I will see you all next time. Bye everybody.